Initially, obviously, I was planning on going to university straight after Pearson. Now I'm not too sure what that will look like because unis are doing online fall semesters, and I think it's okay that I've learned that online learning really isn't my method of learning. So I'm not sure whether or not that will be the most effective for me. And in the meantime, I'm actively exploring the potential of doing a gap year or semester. Um, and obviously, if I did that, I want to go into it with a very clear schedule and what I'm going to do actively with my time. And so I think given that I still have a couple of months left before that happens, I've been actively looking for job and internship opportunities in my career field. For the past year, through crafting university applications, I've learned a lot about how to craft my own portfolio and how to put myself out there, and finding that these skills are coming in handy for job applications, and that's been really interesting as well. My interests lie in the broader field of media and communication, and I'm really keen to, through the next couple of years in uni and further explore what that specification would be like. Some of my major interests are digital marketing or environmental communication, and also content production. So I'm really eager to look at how all of that will merge together. But mainly, I'm looking at getting a bachelor's in communications or media, and we'll see where we go from there.
So this is just something I wasn't expecting. So it turns out I went to Pearson College, right, for 2 years, and now I'm going to the University of Toronto as a Lester B. Pearson scholar. Lester B. Pearson studied at the University of Toronto, and about 4 years ago, the university decided to create this scholarship program for international students named after the Prime Minister and Nobel Peace Laureate. And it was meant only for international students, not Canadian students. And this is perhaps the most generous scholarship at the most prestigious Canadian university. And yes, I was awarded that scholarship, and I'm just so happy about it. I can't lie. But I think Pearson College was my stepping stone, and that's how I see it. I think I'm going to the University of Toronto with uh, pretty like a decent amount of background on the life of the Prime Minister and his legacy and everything that he did for peace in Canada and the world. Um, and I also had the opportunity to meet his granddaughter, which I believe is part of the Pearson board. And that was about a year ago, more or less. And there's a very special connection I have now to Pearson College and to the Prime Minister, to the late Prime Minister.
I applied ED to Brown, but right now we actually don't know, just because so the president of the university reached out to us about a week ago in an email, and she said that she'll give us a short answer on July 15th. So we won't even know until July 15th what our plans will be for the next year. So obviously I know my options, like I can defer, I can take a gap year, but I don't think I want to do that. So I'll be going ahead with attending the university, whatever that would mean. I think I know for sure that I want to take economics as one of my concentrations, but Brown doesn't allow minors, so I really want to hopefully double concentrate. So economics is one of them, but then my second concentration is kind of up in the air. I really don't know. I was leaning more towards international relations, environmental science, but I'm interested more in the policy, even within the sciences, not necessarily the lab work involved, but like the policy involved. So I was thinking maybe take economics, international relations, or economics and something else, and then go towards a pre-law degree and then take my law degree eventually. But it's kind of all in the air, and it's definitely bound to change, especially in the generation that I am in right now, in which, like it's very important, like everything is online. You need to kind of also have a computer science background. So that's why over the summer, I'm really trying to, with all this free time, I'm trying to like prepare myself to be more, I guess, techie, because yeah.
I mean, these 2 years haven't been easy at all. I mean, UWC isn't easy by any means. You get the pressure of a regular IB curriculum, let alone combined with um, socializing of UWC, which is unlike anything you'll ever get to experience in your life. To learn to embrace the differences between culture and learn how to communicate effectively and how to take into account and respect everyone's culture and embracing them and celebrating the differences in the all whilst actually living and seeing the truest side of a person, because and that's such a beautiful thing. And I guess obviously, like, I love the place, no doubt, but at the end of the day I love the people more. Like, it right, it's not the place that defines it, it's the people. And when I think about Pearson, I think about my best friends, I think about the community, and I think about the feeling that it gave me. um and so, yeah, I mean, there have definitely been times where I've doubted whether or not I really belong here, or there were really tough times where a lot of us would be like, oh, we want to get out of this place. And yes, it's very secluded. It was completely different from the city that I was so used to. I missed the convenience. Um I missed being able to get off campus and communicate with people I didn't know. But the most beautiful thing was learning to live in the moment. And I the biggest thing I've ever gotten from Pearson, I think, is, yeah, cherishing every moment that you're spending, um, doing what feels right in the moment. You know, it won't last forever, and cherishing that time with people unlike anyone you've ever met before, and connecting over everything literally. And the spontaneity, because the location of Pearson gave me some of the best adventures there've been. I mean, I'm a city girl. I hated nature before I went to Pearson, and I said I was anti-nature, and everyone just looked at me being like, are you sure Pearson was your first choice? And I said yes. And I went to Pearson because of marine science. I still don't really know how to swim. I mean, I am decent, but not really. And yes, I miss nature. I miss being on the water. I miss going on hikes and doing late night adventures. And honestly, at the end of the day, I know I've ranted for too long, but at the end of the day, it's just Pearson has encouraged me to do things that I would never have imagined myself even doing or trying. And you attempt so many different things because you know that you only have that like that opportunity once or twice, and you're gonna hold on to it at the prime of your life. Because when else are you gonna be when else are you gonna be a teenager surrounded by a lot of other teenagers living at the peak of your life for the last 2 years of high school, let alone at the UWC?
I think my time at Pearson was interesting. I wasn't expecting anything. I was just very open-minded about the whole thing, and I didn't want to be too ambitious or to have too ambitious goals. I just wanted to get there and see how things felt like. And Pearson gave me and taught me many things that I wasn't expecting. I think just being with people that are incredibly talented and smart and kind was a very humbling experience. And I think that's what my time at Pearson was. It was just um, it was a space and an experience to learn from other people. It wasn't about showing off. It wasn't about trying to be the smartest person in the room as it used to be before. But it was just the complete opposite. It was very humbling. And I'm very, I'm just honored to have had the opportunity to study with people coming from over 100 countries, and just people who have very promising careers, and they're really good friends as well. It was very enriching. I think it was Pearson College was kind of a window to the world, and that's how I like to see it. Is the opportunity to meet people from different backgrounds, from different countries, people who have been through so many things that you could never imagine. And I just feel honored to have had that experience, and I think I'm taking away that little window with me. And as life, goes on, I think it will get wider and bigger and bigger. But it all started at Pearson College.
I was actually very like thinking about this a while ago because I was writing my term for reflection. I wouldn't say that Pearson changed me as a person, but I would say that it made me realize who I was more. Like it made me accept who I already was, because I don't think that was the case before I came to Pearson. So right. So, I mean, for sure, because, I'm a first generation American, right? And I went to school in in like liberal Massachusetts, but then it's very homogenous there. So even though it's very liberal and everyone's very accepting, it's very homogenous. So instead of accepting one's diversity, you want to be, like as a teenager, you really want to fit in. So you want to become like the others. So then when you go somewhere like Pearson, where it's not homogenous and there is no definite way of being, I think, and everybody's so diverse, I think that makes you kind of accept who you are more and kind of revel also in your diverse background. So I feel that coming to Pearson, it's really made me accept who I am more and even take pride in who I am more and like my dual heritage, I would say.